And welcome to Faulkner Fixes All. If you notice the thumbnail, there is a center pull brake on this bike. Yeah, we made the executive decision, and I'll tell you what's happening. Well, I'll just show you what's happening. This bike is now going to be a 1-speed freewheel. And I have a 20-tooth freewheel on order, but we can hook it up with this 18 for now. 18 and 39, that won't be too bad. But a 39 in the front and a 20 in the back would be like in third gear on a 10-speed. And that's okay. I think I'll just deal with that. I did find this bracket here. It's incorrect. I'm looking for another one. I might go down to Hearns and dig around. This has to be a little farther down so the cable can kind of up around and do right things. And the Vanquier 999 Weinmann 750s, I believe. There's a set of them. I couldn't use these smaller ones. I really wanted to use these smaller ones, but the pad was at the utmost top of the adjustment, and I didn't like that. And the reason I use these longer ones is because if I do transfer it over to 700C, the longer brakes will help me do that. So let me put you on time lapse here and we'll do some more work. We got the cranks in. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Faulkner Fixes All, or Faulkner Modifies a Schwinn Suburban. And like I was saying earlier, before all the time-lapse stuff, I couldn't really use these small brakes. They were just a little tight, although they were much cleaner and they're Schwinn approved. We went with the Weinmann 750s, and it's a set of them. I'm not particularly fond of these. They have this little peg, this little plastic peg in there that kind of does things, keeps it straight, but maybe these have it too. Oh yeah, these got the little peg, but there's no plastic piece on it, or maybe it's missing. I'm not sure. Maybe they all have that. Oh, these don't have it. Yeah, I'm not fond of that little plastic peg in there. Whatever. Here's a pair of Mayfat competitions. Wish I had a set of those. Anyway, I have a set of these, and I used them, A, because it's a set, and B, because if I do switch to 700C rim size, there's plenty of adjustment there. I believe the 700C is a little shorter, a little smaller rim, and you can adjust these down, and I'll have plenty of room if I find a really nice 700C set. Especially since I'm running 1-speed, I could probably find a flip-flop hub now and run the 700C, and you're not going to find a flip-flop hub. Probably not on a 27-inch rim unless someone strung it up. So we're doing pretty good. We got the cranks in. They're a little tight. I'll adjust them later. That gear is nice. Not a lot of side-to-side run out on that. It's in good shape. This is an 18. We have a 20 on order. It'll be like you're stuck in third gear. Hey, at least I have center pull brakes now. I made the executive decision. I'd rather have center pulls than a 5-speed shifter. Oh, you got some schmutz on there. Yeah, I'd rather have this than this. All right, so we got to clean up this stem. It's pretty bad. Take off that goopy square reflector. Cable it up. I think I'm just going to use these shop used pads. Oh, sacrilege. Yeah, it has center pull now. We're good. And with center pull, the brakes will be better. I do have to find a better... This is wrong. It's just thrown in there for right now. This has to be a longer piece so the cable housing won't be so stressed from here to there. You know, that's kind of a tight one. It'll work, but this should be another inch longer down here and maybe a longer Schwinn bolt. I just threw that in there. It'll work for now, and so will the 18-tooth freewheel. We might change some spacers around. It's looking pretty good when you sight down it. When you sight down that, it could be over another 1/4 of an inch that way. And I think what I'll do is, there's plenty of axle spacing, and I can run the axle out that way, and I can change this spacer. And I did have to pry it open just a bit to get it in there, so that would be good. Change this spacer to a smaller one, or run that one on the lathe and turn it down by a, I don't know, fat 1/4. And that will kick that over. Because right now it's about an 1/8 inch too much inboard. The wheel is centered. That's nice. And that's not going to really affect much. I think we'll be able to adjust the wheel. And so if we get that right, that's a little bit of work. And then we're going to pull the old switcheroo. We're going to take this Schwinn front wheel that even has the reflector on it, and repack it. It's fairly straight, and switch it over to this other bike, which has an alloy wheel on the front. And we're going to put a steel wheel back on this and put this white wall back on the steel wheel, obviously, so it'll match the back. But then this bike will be back to more stock configuration. I think we were taking some bikes to Florida one time, and this wouldn't fit in the car we had at the time, so I switched it over to quick release so I could get the wheel off and transport the bike, make it easier. But now that bike's not going to be broken down in that way, so what I think I'll do is I'll repack this fair wheel. It's not bad. I'll shine it up a little more and repack that, put the white wall on that, switch it over, and then I will have a mismatched set of 27-inch alloy wheels. This one's I think that's a Yukai, and I think this other one is a, what is that? Araya. Yeah, it won't be a set. It'll be pretty close though. It'll look nice. It's worth changing over. You know, we can't have mismatched modified stuff around here. We gotta have, you know, quality. Okay, so at the end of this video, I'm gonna sign off for now. I do want to sell 2 bikes. I'll show you one at the end of this video. I do want to sell. It's a speedster, a couple years only on that. I think like 6 or 7 years on the curved bar frame. I will break into the end of this video. I'll show you the bike. It's pretty much ready to go. I think the shifter is a little funky, and I'll throw in a different shifter. And we might even take a little ride on it so you can see it actually does work, you know. Okay, so I'll show you that bike, and 1 second for you guys, about 10 minutes for me to dig it out and make sure it's okay. It's a good bike. It's just way too small for me, and I'm trying to thin the herd. So support the channel, because I need money for parts. I'm tired of eating rice and beans. As you can see, I looked through all my center pull stuff to find the ones that would work. And we made the decision. So yes, it will be center pull. At what price? We don't have any more gears. Oh well, hey, my legs are strong. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go get the speedster, and I'll have you guys check it out. Hey buddy, you want to buy a bike? You do? Awesome. Let's go take a ride. Okay, you need some kibble? You want to sell a bike to get some food? Okay, good. Okay, folks, let's go take a little ride. It's not a bad bike, it's just a little too small for me. Let's bring it down here and I'll go over some of the work I did on this. And there is a video of when I first got this thing too. It was in rough shape. Oh man, was it in rough shape? It's quite a while ago, maybe 2 years ago. Anyway, there is a video, and we're kind of working on it on the porch. It's summertime, it's really nice. Anyway, yeah, it's a 1962. I just checked the born on date, and the serial number is J254719, and it was born on September 24th, 1962, and the hub is also dated 10 or 11, looks like 10 of 62 also. You can see it stamped on there. That would make sense, you know, kicking around the factory. We probably didn't go to the showroom until that Christmas, or you know, like sold as a 63 or whatever. Anyway, everything's correct. The wheels are correct. Oh, actually this front wheel I supplied, look at the video. It was really rough. There is a rear fender that I have for it. It's red. It's really beat. If you really want it, I'll put it in the box. Some of the things I did, besides cabling and going through all the terrible stuff and replacing some spokes, new tires, new tubes, new liners, I had to replace the cranks that were bent, and I replaced this really pointy gear with a nicer one. New chrome chain with half link to make this spacing work, because this is a 22, I believe, to give you some low gears. And to make that work and have this in the right space, I had to use a half link. It's somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's the half link right there next to the master, which is in the correct way. Yes, that is correct. New shifter cable. And what I always do, I've noticed that the fastener on the non-chain wheel chain, the indicator chain, the shift chain, it seems to have really poor threads on it, so I always put one of these extra ones on here. That's just me. I can throw in another bolt that is correct, but I like these because there's more threads on them. It's not a 5-speed, it's not a 4-speed. Just keep it all in the reel there. The kickstand has some wear, and I don't know if it's the retaining peg, but that's out a little bit, but it's fine. It seems to be working. Like I say, I did replace the cranks. Those are going to be dated a little bit different. That is an AS bolt, and there should be an AS bolt on here, but it is not there, and somebody's robbed that one off as well. That should be AS. Anyway, these fenders, I re-drilled this fender. It's from a different bike because the fenders were completely trashed on this one. Actually, the front one was missing. Schwinn approved brakes, original shifter, original grips. I think this seat I supplied. Not a bad bike. Does not have the rear reflector. Sorry. Hey, get one. Find one somewhere. It rides pretty good. The shifter is a little funky. I will throw in a better one. I think the wear is inside this. You just got to be careful shifting a 3-speed, as always. Let's go take a ride. I have my helmet on. You notice. Safety. It's a 17-inch frame, and that's way too small for me. So we're kind of just kicking this one down the line. I believe these bars are stamped, are dated 62. Can't remember about the stem. Anyway, let's take a ride. New gray housings, new cables. Frame and fork are decent. The back wheel has a slight up and down hop. It's not noticeable unless you go really fast. It's not a bad bike, actually. We're in first right now. And since I'm trying to sell this, I don't think I'm going to go across the berm pile. Plus, the berm pile isn't really that exciting anymore. It's all flat. So we're in first right now. Let's turn around. up here and shift a second. There's second. And there's third. Oh, it's shifting pretty good today. Kind of a slight pull to the right. Not too bad. It might be that the front wheel's in a little odd. We'll go up to the shop and look at that. Let's look at it right now. Yeah, the front wheel is shifted a little bit. I can kick that back. Not a bad bike. Good little starter bike for someone's collection. It is a 62, and it does have the little flags on it. You know, the little racing flags, like you were going to do some racing in your speedster. Hub's decent. I think sometimes it wants to stay in second or something. I can't remember. I think there's some wear on this shifter. Ow! Man, I'm glad I have my helmet on. Is there a twig up there? What's that? We're in first. They're second. No, it seems to be okay. Dive into the right a little bit. Let's go up here and see what's going on with that. Okay, let me shut you off for now. Yeah, the wheel was kicked off a little bit. Still diving to the right though. I don't think the forks are majorly bent. I'm just being brutally honest here. You know, it's not perfect. Well, that's not bad. I can feel it. You know, the price will reflect that. It's not a bad bike. A little bit of a dive to the right. I think you could live with it. The wheel was kicked off a little bit. You might be able to adjust the wheel a little bit to compensate for that, but I think there might be... it's hard to say what's going on down there. It's not egregious though. Anyway, I'm gonna let this one go. If you're local and I don't have to pack it, 75 bucks, and that's well worth it with the tires and tubes and chain. That's me breaking even. If I have to pack it, it's going to be 125 bucks plus you pay for shipping, just because I'll have to pack it. Shifts pretty good. Not a bad bike. Let's put it up in the sunlight up here. You guys can get an eye full. Yeah. Kickstand works. Original paint. It is a 62 Schwinn Speedster. The paint's about a 4. Forks might have a slight... something's going on. It's not egregious, but I can feel it going to the right a little bit. Just trying to be really honest. It does have Arnold and Schwinn stuff on it. Arnold and Schwinn right here. It should have an Arnold AS bolt here. It's not there. This bolt should say AS. It's not there. Seat binder bolt is AS. Arnold and Schwinn. That's nice. Schwinn approved brakes, front and rear. I have gone through this. Everything's been gone through. Made in Germany pedals. And it looks a lot better with the chrome fenders. I do have the red fender up in the rack. It's terrible condition. And look back on the video. When I first get this bike, we do a... I think we did a live feed in the living room, seating the tires. And we did a walk around on the porch, and we saw all the terrible things that was going on. It was really in bad shape. Yeah, 125 and you pay for shipping. 75 bucks if you're local. Come and get it. Be a nice little Christmas present for somebody. I might even find a reflector for you. No guarantee on that though. Anyway, have a good day, and thanks for tuning in. Help me get rid of some of these, because I need the room. There's a few more I want to sell too. If you look at the other, there's a few videos of me saying Schwinn bikes for sale. Some of those are gone. So contact me. And oh, the person that wanted the reflector on the back wheel, I'll look in my box. I might have one. Okay, have a great day, and always wear your helmet. There's twigs and stuff sticking in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Wouldn't that be a nice Christmas present for some Schwinn person? Small Schwinn person.